this is a fantastic move from Rob. Outside, ricochet off the wall, and then thread the needle right into another wall. And
oh, I came a cropper in the end.
that's I can't believe he managed to live for so long.
Can we see that from a few different viewpoints? Interesting.
Yes, I think so. So here's Rob, hits the wall, manages to keep his speed, threads the needle, brilliant, ricochets off the wall, and then hits Xiaoke and you.
He accelerated at the end of the wall. He hit the wall and then he put his foot down. Watch.
Yeah, so far. That's amazing.
Combo breaker.
That's not even that. That's more like multi-kill. Look, he... Oh no! Actually, Xiaoke, I think you got away without impact.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm following CT4 and I'm being careful against people that crash. Whoa, it's possible. Whoa.
Xiaoke, I refuse to believe you even noticed him there.
I can't wait to see Rob's pedals at this point.
But yeah, I think just, and I do mean absolute just about, get away.
So, comma and period T.
Yeah. Great though. God does not get off so lucky. But doesn't have his brakes on, I'd like to point out. Pat, did you put your brakes on at any
Well,
point?
because he came from nowhere.
But I'm managing to do evasives.
Are you? Or are you just braking for the corner?
Brake light is on. He's not. Why is it? If I get my brake lights on, why he doesn't get his brake lights on?
Well, because maybe I thought that you were going to take care of Rob for me.
I'm gonna tackle him out of your way.
Yeah.
That's a good screenshot. I like that one.
We need to spend a minute on this one because it's just interesting.
So, it's a shame that when I rewind, it is so horrible. At this point, by the way, Rob is in second place. But yeah, we're still at 1/8 speed, I think. So Rob is foot. Let's just rewind a bit further. So Rob he isn't touching either pedal. He is steering. He smacks into the wall, and the pedal he's already back to full go. Get that in any other views? We get it in that view. Okay, we do get it in all the views. There we go.
He wants back in.
Wants back in. Now, to be fair,
I mean, we were laughing at this point. It was funny.
now Rob he has reached racing speed. In fact, Rob has reached something slightly beyond the racing speed that perhaps you should reach at this point. And he doesn't have his foot flat all the way because I don't think he's calibrated his pedal.
I might have said something rude at this point.
Sorry, Xiaoke, what was that?
He's barging against me and making contact while doing so.
And I guess he was off the track at the beginning of the corner. But at this point here, Robin but have kind of equivalent priority. But
yeah, but not against me.
Rob is going much too fast. We know this, and now he takes his foot off the accelerator here, hits you. He's not even at full lock. I like to point out he's only at a very small amount of lock. And his revs are dropping. Yeah, now he's just put his foot back on the accelerator. Which I guess is fair. He's trying to pull the car away from the wall.
Watch the accelerator.
Yeah, well, it's still planted. He's still like going back on. He hasn't touched the brakes at all. No, there you go. He's taking his foot off the accelerator a bit. Now he's taking his foot off the accelerator the whole way, but not onto the brake.
I'm seeing him.
Started to steer.
I can see that my vizier is looking at him.
Well, I'd hope you'd see him by now. He was so lucky though.
And he's back on the accelerator, then off again. But if we go back to, I'm curious about Xiaoke's pedals. Because this is the thing. It's all very well us watching back going, oh look, you could have braked then. I'm like, yes, but that was half a second. I could have braked. I'm not that quick. So from internal view, now Xiaoke, you are obviously in VR. At this point, yeah, you've seen Rob go off.
Can you look left and right at this point, by the way?
I
the left and...
I don't know what the default
Well,
keys are.
Is it like A and D or something like that?
I don't think I can.
My head is looking at him at 50.72.
Fortunately, what I can't do is look at the keys. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Shaka. I'm mostly curious about your.
Is it W and E to look left and right?
Oh, it is, yes. So Xiaoke puts he's beginning to touch his brakes in. So Xiaoke has braked plenty of time, but I'm gonna say not
Now
with a nice. Well, hold on, you just set your accelerator back on. So what were you saying about how you're avoiding crashes?
I'm now seeing it. I'm not maybe reacting to it yet, but the reaction has started. I'm still driving the line.
Yeah. So you got you're braking, you're accelerating here. That's fine.
I mean, we're talking about 1 to 2 seconds of action here that we're analysing.
And then on the brakes, and then you're like, nah, I'm good. Foot flat to the floor. Then I'm back on the brakes again. And then on the clutch.
Do you think that in Rob's head, I mean, he's not here to just one. Well, I've threaded the needle once before.
But yeah, Izzard, you didn't come on the brakes at all. You just went wallop. There was no.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, what was my view to the right? I don't think I was looking. I've said many times that I'm just too terrified to look anything other than straight ahead. But
so
actually, look, Rob was behind Schalke there. Look, he appeared. I had very little time to react to Rob appearing from behind Schalke.
So there's one point that it does kind of apply to driving on the road, but not quite so much. So when you're driving in a car on a racetrack and in VR, you should not be looking straight ahead. You should be looking to the apex. So you should
go back a bit. Go back.
Always be looking where you want to be.
Right. Okay. Look, where's Rob for me now?
Yeah.
It's behind. Is he behind?
He is.
Right. Just play that exclamation right. I have no idea Rob's there, do I?
No, not at all.
So then I start to become aware of Rob. Maybe
here.
Maybe now if I'm lucky.
If you're lucky. Yeah. So that's at 0.43. So we're now 0.4 of a second later.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I really had time to put the brakes on like you did, Schalke. And is this maybe where I said something that upset someone? Because of that.
Because
now you know why.
Because of your what was going on.
Indoctrination and what was going on.
But yeah, when you're, it's a good habit to get into. It is something that you get taught when you do motorbike training, which is called target fixation avoidance. So don't look where you don't want to be. Look where you do want to be, and you'll tend to follow. That really was an amazing crash.
Yeah. Well, until we looked at that internal view, I assumed that I was just looking straight ahead and not looking to my right. But it turns out it wouldn't have made any difference.
Now, hold on. Rob nearly then went for his trip. So, hang on, back a bit further now. I think Rob nearly went for his triple combo. Yeah. Because for me, you see, from my point of view, I come round and then you three are all off there. I've messed my lineup. That's all right. It's cool. Here I go. And Rob's like, right, I'll have you.
Maybe he would turn to the curb to be parallel.
He didn't, did he? I think we can be sure.
He did not.
I think we can be sure what he actually did was go not only straight across the track, but immediately off the track.
I think he was laughing at that point. He probably lost control of his arm.
I think we should just upload that racing. I think that might make for quite a good 15-minute video. Actually, I will watch it back and see how it goes. Yeah, I think we'd all been a bit flustered by the goings on by this point, and it didn't go very well for the rest of the race.
Yeah.
This is why it's a shame that we can't get a larger community, because I mean races with 20 and 30 people are very different. You know, the guy in front's fine, but you usually got two very good people at front, and then it is just pack racing. You aren't taking risks, because if you take a risk, I mean, you're going to take out 20 cars, but you just want to be sticking safely.
back to monitoring minimap arrow overlap.
Yeah. Wait for something to happen up there. Oh. That was, oh. You attack cat. Got it up, he did indeed.
Yeah, we swapped quite a few times. Oh, his car's mangled.
Well, yes, I can't think what that's from.
Oh, because I went off. Took myself out.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, I got out of the way. That's right. Oh.
And then what did you do?
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the same thing you did, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But in retrospect, from third-person view, you're like, oh, what a moron I was. Now, I bet if we watch that back from your internal view, you're like, I didn't see him coming, didn't realise.
No. On first viewing, I'm going to say that I'm doing what you did. We saw a bit earlier, where you are avoiding people, but no one knows you're avoiding them because
But
you look like you're going to hit them.
So from internal view, that's not too bad. If you watch it from internal view, that looks all right. You haven't done anything too wrong. Oh, there's a Rob. Whoopsie. There we go. Brilliant. If you watch it from external view, you look like a maniac.
Yeah. Okay, so I did actually steer to stay on the grass because I knew Rob was coming up. But Rob doesn't know what's going on in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did come out a little bit.
But yeah. So from internal view, you don't look like you've done anything wrong. From external view, you're a madman. And that's the interesting thing.
Yeah, and I was probably thinking, same as you said, like, I will try and stay out of the way, but at the same time, I do want to get back on the tarmac as soon as possible. Yeah, okay, that was me being an idiot and trying to block Rob.
No, that's Rob in front. You're in second.
We're up to, yeah.
Rob just took the corner too fast. Then again, watch Rob's line. He's good. He's a bit wide. He's all right. His angle's off. He panics. He hits the brakes. Goes in a straight line right off. And the thing is, not having that drilled into me in my computer games over many years has saved me on the road. Where, especially on the motorbike, the worst thing you can do is grab the brakes. Grabbing the brakes will put you, the bike will fall out from under you. And I've had this on cars. You come off the accelerator and you give yourself, a third of a second, half a second to decide, should I brake? Certainly if you're going
look at that line riding though.
It's you wrote by the racing line on?
Maybe.
No, that is doing it by the feel of the track through my.
No, I can't feel the track.
Oh, hold on, who's that Ganja man? Oh dear. Nearly very naughty for me, I think. But I realised he was there.
He's barging.
I don't think I actually.
Where was the barge?
He was just sort of flailing. This guy was very aggressive. Which is, in real racing, it's a good way to win, but it's also a good way to not have any friends and to end up in a wall. I did keep up with him, despite his. He catch up with Shauka.
What? You just stated the opposite of reality there.
Well,
you just said I did keep up with him as he disappeared off over the horizon.
He's only 5 seconds ahead by the end of the race. I kept up
5 seconds and growing.
I kept up with him much better than I was expecting. Let's rephrase it like that.
I would say you didn't keep up with him.
Hold on, 5 laps, 6 races, 7 finished.
I think joiners don't count as starters.
Yeah.
Was this one where first corner was all a bit? Yeah, so he decides to go for an overtake on Rob. Yeah, I think Rob was Rob was a bit wide.
Barging.
HSU was a bit narrow, but that's okay. And then not so much.
If you go off-road, you become suspect to join on empty rolls. So.
Which is
If you keep one tire on the curb, does that mean that you are still on the track and not have crashed or spun out?
I don't know. Oh. It also looks so sedate from the outside, doesn't it? I've noticed this. I've seen replays of myself on track, and I look like an old man driving around about 35 miles an hour. From the inside, I feel like I'm the fastest thing known to man.
Barge makes contact.
Oh, Rob hits. Well, what's going on? Hold on, that was...
Multiple such things.
Everything's happening here. You and me, Shaq, I think we're perfect.
Gray is doing contact as Barger in the front.
Yeah, so Rob smacked into him.
I look like I'm going off.
Bucks. I love the way the camera view also updates. It's not interpolating, by the way, once you get down towards. Yeah, Rob does not give that nice man any. You've want to spend. What the hell? Schalke do? What was that? What was that?
Schalke was avoiding.
I'm sorry, Shaq. You should have. Why didn't you avoid to the left?
Do you have overlap? I think you might not have currently. You don't have currently overlap. When do you get it?
I didn't even know you knew I was there.
I'm braking and you don't have overlap. You are barging.
There's a car in front of you.
Not you are. My brake light was on before. I was turned for the brake. Like that definition. Otherwise, you could just brake late and easily barge.
I am braking. That's what the little red lights are.
No, but I have already braken. It's of course when I started.
This is good. This is good. Go back. Go back to frame by frame.
I just want to check the brake lights there because they ain't on.
Because I'm already done with my braking.
Yeah, I think you're getting too fast there. I genuinely don't think anyone would give you that one. Like that's even if you do have it, that's an aggressive cut up there.
Well, hang on then. What was your plan here, Adam?
Mine, stick all
Bear in mind there's a turn coming up.
Stick all the way on the right hand side.
Barge.
What would you like me to do at this point? Left, right, or accelerate or brake? Because I'm already doing both those.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not biased here. But Schalke said you were barging. I just wanted to
look at my
investigate
pedals.
that possibility.
What would you like me to have done here?
Not be there at all.
Well, that's great, but I would also like to not have been there at all either. So at this point here, so Schalke's there. I'm down to half throttle. Now I'm at half throttle.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, what are you planning to do for the corner? The turn.
Well, see this blue car here? My plan was don't hit that. This thing here on the left was of much less importance during these 750 milliseconds. Then, from my point of view, that could suddenly just...
So you're just ignoring people that are in front of you and ramming them willy-nilly.
You are not an obstacle. You should not be worrying about trying to cut me up when there is a car doing that.
I should not have to worry about my driving line because of random barges.
Yes, and by that token, I don't have to worry about either of you because I'm in front of both of you with no overlap at all.
But no, because you're rejoining. You're rejoining as you should.
If you go to the part where my brake light turns on, we can check that you don't have overlap.
I don't think
I did kind of leave the track, didn't I? I did leave the track, so I shouldn't have rejoined.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, you're on a... You can't do anything about your track here. But at this point here, I'm very, very stuck for choice. But veering off the track just because you want to cut me up, I don't think that's... There's no way you should say... Yeah.
No, we go very flames.
I probably shouldn't have tried to rejoin though, should I? You said I couldn't do anything. I'd gone off. I should have accepted that I'd gone off, and I shouldn't have headed back to the left, probably. Right?
No, I don't think you had any choice on that. Come on, camera, stop being rubbish. Yeah, I'm afraid if I don't have overlap, it's by about 15 centimeters.
Yeah, but your plan assumes that you will have the room, previously you didn't have the overlap by quite some. So assuming you will get the overlap in time, but you didn't.
No, but my plan at this point was for both of us to take this corner slowly because of this crashing car in front of us that we should be very, very worried about hitting. Which.
What does the D key do? This distance measuring tool.
Down. Oh, they are. I think what actually happened here, by the way, Shaka, more than anything else, you saw Sai and you swerved right, just out of more of a reflex than anything else.
No, my madman's dodging skills are so that I can be cool in this situation.
Don't click twice then. You put down the first marker and then do you not get a readout as you move the second marker around?
If you click down the second marker, does that make anything?
That's that. As the normal controls. So I press D and I get a green
That's
one
useful.
and a red. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think anyone in the world would just say that was a valid. It was so knife edge. Be erring, Shauka, on the side of caution. You should assume that other people will make mistakes. You didn't. You assumed that I was completely on the ball. That was a terrible thing. So I think here, what actually happened?
You are being arrogant and trying to have more room and Leo way towards your side.
I'm only worried about the crashing car. You are fine. You're on the left. Doing about the same speed as me. Cool, we can take both corners. I think you got to this point and went, Wah! And didn't.
Do you think that I should treat this situation like you have overlap with me?
I don't think you glanced left. I'd be quite surprised if you... There, fine. At this point, in your mind, you're past me. Cool, you're good. You're past me. Size out the way. Take your corner. What car?
But then why have you come across to the right at all? Because according to the ideal line, the left side of the track is where you should be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as we know, the in front driver is allowed to take any racing line they like. You know, that is a thing. I can't see the race line from this view. How? Oh, well, for as some sort of telephoto. Yeah, then I had untelephoto 7, obviously. Yes, at this point though, Jack, I mean, you haven't. This would probably the bit in my opinion, where the marshal's opinion, the jigger's opinion go about you, is you appear to have here. You're on the left side, then you appear for some reason to swerve right off the racing line. You never came back on. You are quite away. I said though, in reality, I think you just saw Sai. At this point, I'm out of your mind.
I'm not entitled into my mad way of taking the corner.
Do you actually think
substantial overlap?
Did you actually?
I don't. He doesn't have substantial overlap in time.
I have minor overlap. But do you think you genuinely did a full shoulder check at this point, though? Because I don't think you did.
I'm trying to check from my files.
I'd be quite surprised if you, because to look at me involves, well, even at 9, yeah, that also involves taking your eye off this missile of horror going on here. And I'd be very surprised if you know, even if you're like that, you're just not going to notice me. And if you are not looking at anything, if you're looking at anything other than Izar at this point, you are a nightmare on the road. That is all you should worry about. You should hope that I'm not doing something stupid. But Sai is a dangerous, out of control.
I checked, and I'm looking straight forward.
Nah, point to me. But yeah, I think really, I think that would be a racing incident rather than a. It's the maliciousness. If you both make a mistake and one who makes a mistake, it's a mistake. You shouldn't have made that mistake. Well, yep, that's what mistakes are.
Aren't you intentionally going to the thing thinking you have overlap? Is that quite intentional?
No. I said, so from my an internal view, let's assume that I am kidding. I'm looking here. Cool. Going into the corner. What Schalke? Oh, there's a Schalke. Whoa, there's an Izzard. I said at this point, nothing on the left-hand side of the screen is important. I'm looking here. That's
You're
cool.
Probably going, whoa!
Yeah, I'm braking. That's fine. We can both take the corner. We're going way slower than we should be. Plenty of room. What the hell, Schalke? You ran me on purpose. That's my entire thought process. But again, look how quick this actually is from here. Corner. Maybe glance the mirror. That's fine. Izzard's braking. Going. He's a bit wide. Come off a bit. Brake. Steer in. Don't steer as tight as I can. Oh, there's a Schalke. Oh, Izzard, brake that. But it's so quick.
You say that's your entire thought process. You're probably also thinking about the best order for adjectives in the English language
I possibly am. I possibly am.
I think it's not unreasonable that you should see me. And you don't leave that much care room, and you are calling it being aggressive. But to the aspect, when it results in contact, other people will get annoyed.
No, at this point, I promise you, you were not in my mind. The two cars at the front weren't in my mind. It would just be, how badly has Izzard screwed this up? Am I going to be able to get past? Should I slam on the brake? As I do, I brake, and then you hit me. You hit me while I'm braking, and to be fair, I hadn't braked as hard as I should. I come off the accelerator there, and I brake, and I don't let off the brake until the collision. But you have come, obviously, you've come from your side of the racing line all the way across onto me. But I think in actual reality, what happened there is you just went, shit, Izzard, swerve. And the fact that I was there just didn't know I was there. You knew I was around, but you didn't know I was right there on your quarter.
One possibility is that Schalke anticipated me coming across from right to left, and so he aimed to drive behind me. I think that's probably the simplest explanation. Yeah,
he's swerving out of the way so he doesn't hit you, but hasn't, obviously, because he doesn't have 360-degree sonar vision, hasn't done a very good job of ascertaining exactly where I am.
You're human, in other words.
Well, sadly so. And as I have mentioned before, I mean, this is fun. We are not professional race drivers. We're not even amateur race drivers. We're not even fairly good track drivers.
These aren't even real cars.
Or are they? Yes.
It's very interesting, though.
Well, it is good to learn. It's also good to think back through your thought process, because it does mean, hopefully, you do it better next time. I
find all these different perspectives really useful for because when you're racing, obviously, you just have the one perspective. So, the single most stark thing is the width of the track, as we've said before.
Yes.
It's so much wider than you realise.
Probably fits 6 cars abreast down here. As long as you didn't need to keep their wing mirrors.
The wing mirrors don't have collision, as we've established.
Oh, hold on, who lost it there? It was HSU, just... yeah, he went off. Steered in.
Doesn't look like he's been on a skid pan.
Yeah, and so we did screw that corner. Sorry. So again, that's not intentional. This is just me doing my best to keep the car going without hitting anything that's solid. Like, I'm trying to stay wide. I've got into a skid, but there we go.
Yeah, well, again, you were keeping your speed up, so you're trying to join in the least detrimental way to your position.
Yes.
Again, there's evidence there that you were being conscientious of the person on the track behind you. Probably hadn't
noticed, to be quite honest. So if I...
Well, I know, because he's in your mirror,
I'm obliged to check minimap and mirrors.
Yeah, but I'm probably not checking my mirror at this point. I'm probably doing my absolute darndest to get back on the track without spinning the car. And then I smashed all these traffic and then I put it into a skid. And I get it back on. I'm like, right, good, I'm back on.
If you get to the track without checking that it's clear, then you're at risk of join on empty.
Okay, can you just rewind to where you lost control? Because I'm wondering if you must have known Schalke was behind you just when you lost it.
Yeah, I mean, I will in a sec, but just this is the best bit. So I've just got back, just got on the line, I've got my foot flat to the floor, it's all good, and then suddenly in my rear view mirror, from nowhere, is Schalke.
Right, I agree with that, because the bit we just watched where you were going along the grass, you can't see Schalke in your mirrors. Right, but before that, where was he when you lost it?
I haven't seen him before I lost control. I mean, he's there. He's a long, long way back.
Okay.
He's there. Yeah. That's fine. He's behind me. And now I'm on the corner. I'm not looking at my rearview mirrors. I'm on the corner. It's not time to check rearview mirrors.
Yeah.
Now I've messed
Panic
it up.
mode. Yeah.
Not time. I'm trying to steer it.
Slight glimpse of him there. Yeah, you can see him in the centre mirror.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have been looking there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Schalke, if we look from Schalke's point of view, he can see that you're struggling.
Going on the sand tends to slow down, and I haven't passed Adam, so he kinda knows that I'm coming.
I am going.
Yeah, but Schalke, you're still going. Schalke, you still got your foot down. You gain on Adam quite a lot there.
I'm not obliged to dodge, and now I'm dodging.
Yeah.
I should not have to do, but it happens to happen.
No, I mean, I would have. The thing is, I would have liked to have rejoined the track on the outside. But if you look at the angle I get the car to, you'll see why that wasn't happening.
You just failed to do it.
Well, no, because here I'm bloody hell. I've put it into a skid at this point, so I'm trying to wrestle it out of a skid, not worrying about line, and then that's it. I've got it straight, and I just let the car settle rather than upsetting it.
Right, but when you went off, I'm sure Schalke continued gaining on you. And Schalke, you're saying you're not obliged to dodge.
Yeah, because join on empty. They should dodge me when I'm going past as a track.
Okay, so you're expecting Adam to stay off until you expect him to stay off the track until you've gone past.
Well, I'm following the situation, but
well, maybe. I mean, you're doing 80. I'm doing 79. I ain't doing much slower than you. I mean, I don't think you've actually done your... Yes, you're doing about 70... Well, say 73. I'm doing 68. There's no appreciable difference in speed by the time... Because also, you've had the brake for the corner, and I've bled the speed off by...
Okay, but you also haven't done like a full check to see if it's clear for you to rejoin.
No, but the last time I had control of my car was there. At this point, I'm wrestling. I can't do my safety. I could have come to a halt.
Yeah.
That's not very racing. But there, at this point, I'm drifting. I've got very little control of the car.
If you didn't keep it on the edge, then you would have so much control that you could do the check. So by keeping the speed up, you give up your visibility.
Yeah. But it was a risky.
The application still applying.
It was a risky rejoin, is what I'm saying, because you joined hoping that it was okay to join, because you didn't know it was okay, because you couldn't look.
Yeah, so if I had done what I wanted, which was to rejoin here, I put the car in there, but it skidded. So at this point, the car is skidding to the left. All my weight is on the right-hand side. That's the point where I begin to feel comfortable. The car is planted, and I bring my wheel to the straight.
Which is amazing, because you've just gone sideways over grass tarmac.
Yeah, but if I accelerate when the car's weight is off, until you've given it half a second to settle, it's going to be, say, unpredictable. And then at this point, the last thing I would do is then swerve all the way to the right out of the way of Schalke. That would be a terrifying, but I'm still... okay, got it.
Are you at racing speeds? I think you are not, so you should speed up in the shadow.
I'm doing 120 miles an hour on the grass.
When you say speed up in the shadow, by the way, you mean away from other cars?
Off the racing line.
The rule is somehow your right of way doesn't start until you are at full racing speed, which means that if you're going half speed, you should move out of the way of people that are going full speed.
Okay.
Sorry, Shaka, can we confirm I'm not doing racing speed, Mr. doing exactly the same speed as me? Now, I'm on the track. Well, I guess I'm not. I'm on the wrong side of the cones, aren't I?
So
you're on A track.
Are you doing 70 over the sand?
No, I'm on the track. I'm doing 70 miles an hour.
What are you doing on the sand?
130? Oh, that's where the wheel's spinning. Yeah,
sorry, you're really not on the track. You're on a track because you're on a different bit of track.
Yeah.
It happens to be tarmac.
The thing is, technically, I think I'm slightly on the track there. But my point was, I'm doing the racing speed still.
Come off it.
I'm going faster than Schalke at this point. That's my point. I'm doing 3 miles an hour.
That's kind of weird to accelerate to racing speed at grass rather than trying to get control.
It's a front-wheel drive car.
Limit the crash.
Front-wheel drive car. So a rear-wheel drive car, putting your foot down is the worst possible thing you can do. With a front-wheel drive car, when you accelerate, you're not only applying cornering force, you're applying forwards force. So you're actually using more than just perpendicular friction to make the car go forwards. So some. Hence, and you can see, I'm at half throttle. I'm not at full throttle. I'm trying to get the thing back under control. And it would have been nicer if I got it under control a quarter of a second earlier, because then I probably would have been another car width to the right. But as it was,
to slow down for you, so it means that you're not at full speed.
Go down through there as well. That could also mean you're going too fast. But yeah, that was hairy. But I was only a few % off from just a glorious rejoin. As it was.
Yeah, you came out of it quite well.
Yeah. More through luck than judgment, let's be honest. Rob, too fast around the corner.
The join was also scary, maybe people a little bit, making a little bit of sweat.
But if you watch real racing, again, they will try very, very hard to get back on the track as quickly as possible without getting into trouble. To win the race, one must first get back on the track.
Yeah, but I'm like correct first and fastness second, and other people are fastness first and correctness second.
Trying to be a balance of both. But in that case, I was only literally a car width or 3 miles an hour from being absolutely, definitely in the right, and it's all cool.
That's what that balance is what I mean. That balance is what I mean.
Yeah.
About the risk versus reward, because if you're a stickler for the rules, you probably won't win.
Yeah, but you get to complain about it after.
Oh yeah, but the trick is to slightly breach the rules to your advantage in a way that you're either not noticed or just otherwise get away with it, isn't it?
Nothing gets away from the replay.
Oh wow, you lost loads of speed there. You play manual gear, Schalke?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you fluffed the gear change. If you look, so I'm wide, so I can get more speed up, but you're narrow, a bit shorter, and it's fairly close there. Then I get away.
I'm taking it too sharp.
No, I think it's on the corner. Well, that's when you're in 4.
You sort of went into 5th. Yeah.
Yeah, I just suddenly got like a burst of speed there. Is that where I pressed the nitrous button?
The hacks button.
Oh, so just maybe that's just a artifact of the replay.
To my eyes, I'm taking the corner too sharp.
That's the speed, and that's where you told me off for swerving in front of you too close. I remember you went, what? And I'm like, dude, I'd overtaken you. That was fine. I feel that's fine. That's nearly 3 car lengths. Fit another couple of cars in there. That was a little cheeky though, I'll admit that. But I was definitely in front. That was all good. It wasn't a massive swerve.
This is your MO, it turns out.
Well, it seems very fine to my eyes.
For a road, absolutely. Actually, to be honest, if you've ever driven in France, that's again enough room to fit a small truck into. But I wanted back on the racing line, and I did it long before either of us braked. But from your point of view, that probably seemed awfully close.
I'm thinking about how big of a braking mistake you need to make that I would make contact.
Oh yeah, like quarter of a second. But it worked. It absolutely worked because I have every right to put in front of you. It's safe. I've done my 1 block maneuver. What do? You brake. You brake way earlier than I do. I've made a bit of room on you. That's the point. I want you to go off, but not in such a way, of course, that I'm actually being dangerous. Just I want to push you a little bit more towards the bit sketchy.
It's my different opinion on how to take the corner.
Yeah,
I'm not taking the braking in reaction to you.
fast. In my case, too rubber. And then too fast. Oh, God. Did I get back on? No. I tried. Oh, yeah. It
would
went.
Have been empty if you have joined right there.
What if I...
It really sucks when you drive up to a wall at 90 degrees like that.
Shouldn't have braked.
I out fully on grass.
I mean, if I had... Yeah, but I am still going fast.
But have you now wiped out and are you joining track?
No, I mean, I'm not. I mean, at this point, I'm trying to get back on the track. I mean, here, I'm obviously, even if I rejoin, you're on the other side, but that's not my concern. At this point, my concern is not doing literally right.
Maybe I should pay less concern to the rules, so I would not be found.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
But no, I mean, if I come back on the track and I hit you, that's absolutely my fault. There's no two ways about it. If I'm coming back onto the track and you decide you're gonna ignore me and you hit me, that's when it comes down to an adjudication decision. Like, was I back on the track? Was I at racing speed? Because I mean, that corner when I put in front of you, that was or I came back on. I was surprisingly fast. At most, I was 3 miles an hour slower than you. It could be easily argued I was at racing speed, even if that was more due to my having failed to bleed off any speed previous to that. But that's where I say you are risking having a racing incident by being more aggressive. I kind of want a button to jump to the next overtake. It's the last lap, yeah.
Nice.
It's a clean barge, but clean.
Barge?
You don't have overlap at least. It's okay, but you don't have overlap.
Let's have a look. What did happen there? I think that we started our overtake. And so we started our overtake, and at this point, you are allowed to take any racing line you like. That's fine. And if you're in my way, that's fine. But you're not, are you?
It's clean.
I can't be miles away. I mean, you've screwed up the corner. I've capitalised, which is a shame because that was so close to the end as well.
Right, so I don't think that's a barge, but I couldn't tell you why it's not a barge.
I didn't force Schalke to brake in any way. He had messed up the corner and I just went inside him.
But you don't have it right as a barge, but if you barge, it's not like an automatic violation. You have to like actually do damage or affect other people.
Yeah,
to be a violation.
Yeah, some barges are just overtakes.
Yeah. So I like to point out, this is 0. That's half a second there between us. 0.48. That's half a second. That's how far these cars, and these aren't fast cars, how far these cars travel is 0.4.
The starting grid marks are weird.
There's probably a bunch of them, depending on which track you're in. SO1, is that the city race? That's West Hill. What's SO1?
I think it's the city thing.
Problem is, to do this properly, it would take longer than it would to, it is the city. So let's should we have a guess on how our first race went? Yes, the beginning of this race is always interesting because this is a very fast corner, so it's not really a corner you want to be slowing down for it unless you really have to. Both fast, but getting the hang of this awful. It's the way it's got momentum, and the momentum is affected by the time warp. Bunk at the back. But yeah, as always, the mistake everybody makes in this corner is to brake too late. And this corner, you really... No.
I'm barging. That's
a
violation from me.